welcome to another edition of the Alex Sports Show here on Monday, January 8th. Yes, we're on a little early today, but I wanted to let you know before the episode starts. Next week is when we start the new schedule. So there will be a Alex Sports Show episode next Monday, and then Tuesday will be the franchise modes for the Sharks and the Falcons. Falcons franchise will be at 9 a.m. Sharks franchise will be at 10 p.m. But today's show, we've got NBA upset picks, college basketball rankings, players of the week from different conferences, and conference basketball games to watch this week. And going forward, the upset picks for college basketball will be on Thursdays and Fridays. So you get them twice a week, Thursday and Friday. There. But let's get started here with the college basketball rankings. So here are my rankings for college basketball this week. At number 25, I have Texas Tech. And ladies and gentlemen, I do these based on how the teams play. So there's teams that were probably in the rankings last week that have fallen out of the rankings due to either poor play or unimpressive wins. But Texas Tech's at number 25. And if you didn't see what they did on Saturday night to Texas, they beat them by double digits on the road at Texas. And so anyway, so Texas Tech is now number 25. Number 24 is High Point. They've only lost one game this year. And I've been really impressed with how High Point has played so far this year. At number 23 is another team that has been hot of late, and that is Arizona State. I've been impressed with their play as of late. They've been playing a lot better, and that is why they found their way into my rankings. Number 22, George Washington, a A10 team in my rankings. George Washington has had a really good season. And I've been impressed with how they've played. At number 21, Florida. They were this close to upsetting Kentucky. This close. They lost by 2 points in overtime. And I give them credit for sticking with Kentucky. I thought Kentucky was going to blow them out. But I like Florida's guard combo of Walter Clayton Jr. and I can't remember the other guy's name, but I like them. I like the guard duo. Number 20, Western Kentucky. They beat them that was in my rankings at one point, and Liberty over the weekend. And therefore, I have grown accustomed to putting teams in the other way you get in my rankings is if you upset somebody that was already in my rankings. And that's what Western Kentucky did. Liberty was in my rankings the last 2 weeks. And now Liberty falls out. And unfortunately, it looks like Texas has fallen out of my rankings too for this week. They could easily get back in if they win. But on to number 19, FAU. Now, here's what I got to say about FAU. They are really good, but they've had 2 bad losses. One of them was to FGCU, who was in my rankings, but got bounced out by UNF because they lost by double digits to UNF on Saturday. And then FAU lost to over the weekend, which I was tempted to put Charlotte in my rankings, but I held off because of other factors. At number 18, South Florida. They were going to be 17, but they lost to UAB yesterday. Therefore, they have fallen back down to 18. But I still like how they play. Jose Placer played a little bit yesterday, but he played injured. So he wasn't his normal 15 to 20, 10 to 15 point player that he normally is. But I still like how Amir Abdul Rahim, Coach Rahim, has USF playing. At number 17, I've got Auburn. They're another team that has really been surprising this year. And I have been shocked how good Auburn has been this year in basketball so far. Number 16, Dayton. They won yesterday. So that means, you know what that means. You win, you move up. You lose, you move down. They won, not rather convincingly, against UMass, but I had them beating UMass, and they won. We got Arizona. George Mason is at number 15. Another A10 team in these rankings. And the A10 is showing out. This is the third A10 third A10 team in the rankings. Number 14, Arizona. Yes, I finally moved Arizona down. I still do like Tommy Lloyd, but I need to see more consistency from Arizona. Number 13, welcome to the rankings, Ole Miss. Ole Miss only has 1 loss on the season. And I like how Ole Miss has been playing. Like I said, I don't take the team's record into account. It's how they play. So if you have, say you have 2 games each week and you go 1-1, you win 1, you lose 1, you either get moved up, moved down, or moved out of the rankings. But Ole Miss, back to Ole Miss. They have been really good this year. I like how Ole Miss has been playing in basketball. Number 12, Baylor. Baylor's been hovering right around this range the whole entire season. And I think they could go into the top 10 if they keep winning. Gonzaga. Gonzaga was 19 last week, and they won easily against a couple teams. They covered against Pepperdine, and they covered against San Diego. And so I like Gonzaga's back on my good side for the moment. Number 10, Ohio State. Yes, this is where Indiana was last week in my rankings. They beat Ohio State. And Ohio State was number 5. So there was a shakeup you'll see in a minute in the top 5. But I still like Ohio State. And you'll see in a minute who the player of the week for the Big Ten was, in my opinion. Because everybody else is going to have their player of the week for themselves. So Ohio State's number 10. Number 9, Wisconsin. And this is a game you might see in a segment I'm debuting on today's show. But here we go. Number 9, Wisconsin. Greg Gard has got Wisconsin playing really good. And I like how they've been playing. At number 8, Indiana. Yes, they jumped up to the top 8. They moved up 2 spots, and Ohio State fell down 6. Ohio State fell 6 spots, and Indiana jumped 2 after Indiana upset Ohio State Saturday night. Number 7, Kentucky. Now, you may ask, why is Kentucky still number 7? Because they won. You win. It doesn't matter how much you win by. As long as you win, you stay at your spot in the rankings or move up, which in this case, they didn't move up or down. They stayed right where they were last week. Now, a big riser, North Carolina. North Carolina was number 9 last week, and they moved up to 6. I love how North Carolina's been playing the last couple of weeks. And by the way, if you're enjoying the video, please leave a thumbs up and a comment down below in the comment section. Sound off in the comment section on the video. Getting back to the rankings. At number 5, UConn. Now, UConn's a team that I've been kind of facetious to move up or move down because I feel like if I move them up, they might lose a couple games. If I move them down, they might go on a long winning streak. So they've stayed at 5 for about 3 weeks now. At number 4, is Duke. They have made the big leap. They were at 18 last week, and they have moved up to number 4. And I like how John Shire's got Duke playing, and I think Duke could go far in the tournament. Number 3, Kansas. Kansas barely beat TCU over the weekend on Saturday, but I still have faith in Kansas that they can be number 1 at some point. Number 2, Houston. Calvin Sampson is one of the best coaches, top 3 coaches in the Big 12, along with Johnny Dawkins, Bill Self. I like how Houston's been playing. And at number 1, this one is kind of obvious. It is Purdue. Until Purdue loses another game, they will stay at number 1. My players of the week this week from college basketball. In the AAC, it is a guy that some people probably know a lot about because he used to be in the A-Sun at Kennesaw State. Chris Youngblood. This guy had 2 games with more than 10 points. He had, I think, 16 points when I went to the game on Thursday night and a couple assists in like 6 or 7 rebounds. And then yesterday afternoon, he had another good game. So he has been awarded the Conference Player of the Week in the AAC from me. The Big Ten, Jamison Battle, Ohio State. I know I talk about the Buckeyes a lot. Jamison Battle has been a big, big surprise this year. I expected Ohio State to be really good. I didn't see it coming from Jamison Battle. He is my Big Ten Player of the Week. In the ACC, it was tough to choose one guy to be the Player of the Week, but I chose Nigel Pack. I like how he's been distributing the ball to all his teammates and not being a ball hog, but I think if Miami wants to unleash him, he needs to play a lot more minutes. A-Sun Player of the Week, Chaz Lanier, North Florida. This kid, Chaz Lanier, he stepped up at the end of last year when North Florida was going through some injuries, but he has taken a huge leap forward in his last season at UNF. He is one of the leading point scorers for UNF this year. And he gets Conference Player of the Week for the A-Sun. From me, LJ Cryer is the Big 12 Player of the Week from Houston. He's another guy I've been surprised at how he's played so far this year. But I think that LJ Cryer can lead Houston deep into the tournament. And now here's some conference games to watch this week in college basketball. The first one is in the A-Sun. It is the River City Rumble between North Florida and JU. Friday night, 7 p.m. at UNF Arena in Jacksonville, Florida. It's going to be a really good game between two teams that don't like each other at all. Big 12 now. On Wednesday, we've got number 3 Kansas at Central Florida. Like I said, I think this is a good old-fashioned slugfest. Whoever has the ball last, because UCF has only lost three games the whole season so far in basketball. I think this is going to be whoever has the ball last or whoever makes the defensive stop at the end of the game will win. Now I've got 2 games from the Big Ten here. The first one is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. It is number 1 Purdue at Nebraska. Now, I could say watch out for the upset here, but I don't really see, and I see a way that there could be an upset, but do I think it happens? Probably not. I think Purdue runs away with this game and just demolishes Nebraska. This week is 2 teams in my rankings. Number 10, Ohio State at number 9, Wisconsin. And that is Wednesday night at 9 o'clock on the Big Ten Network. Ohio State's coming off a loss to Indiana, so they're not going to be particularly happy with that. With the loss they had to Indiana, they had a lot of chances to win that game and firmly entrenched themselves in the top 10, but they lost. And my last game to watch this week is Rice at number 18, South Florida. And that is also a game on Friday night at 7 p.m. on ESPN+. Just like the UNF game on Friday. Both the South Florida game and the North Florida game are on ESPN+, Friday at 7 p.m. And now we get to the last part. Here are my NBA upset picks for tonight. My first one is the Indiana Pacers at home against the Boston Celtics. Indiana Pacers plus 3.5 to upset the Celtics. Now, the Celtics, if this was at home, I would have stayed away from this game for Boston. If this was a home game for the Celtics, I would have stayed as far away from it as possible. Because I don't like taking teams that are playing at Boston because Boston's undefeated at home. Now, this is in Indiana, so I think the Pacers have a good chance of beating Boston. Plus 3.5 is the way I'm leaning in this game. My second upset is the Phoenix Suns plus 6.5 to upset the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, you may look at this and say the Clippers are at home and they very rarely lose at home. I understand that. But have you seen the big three of the Suns? Booker, Durant, Beal. They can single-handedly, all three of them at different times, take over a game. That is why I like the Suns here to pull the upset. And then personally, my favorite upset pick of the night, it is the Charlotte Hornets plus 6.5 to upset the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls are one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference, along with the Pistons, of course. So that is why I like Charlotte here to pull the upset. And now I'm going to show you, if you're on Twitch, come on over and subscribe to the YouTube to be on YouTube. The YouTube is in the bio, in my Twitch bio, linked in my Twitch bio. Come on over and subscribe to the YouTube and join the join the Alex Sports Show family and purchase a membership. Now I'm going to show you. No, that's not what we needed. We needed a share screen. I'm going to show you how you purchase a membership. Go here. You see this nice little join button right here? All you do is click on it, and it'll show you the memberships. And you can choose whatever membership you want. And the other thing I'm going to show you that's really cool is my merch. So if you want some merch, all you have to do is click on the merch link, and here's all the merch. Here's all the merch. Everything the Alex Sports Show has to offer is right here. Yes, this is the merch for the Alex Sports Show. But, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for me today. I will see you back here again tomorrow for another episode of the Alex Sports Show. Just a little programming now. Wednesday's show is probably going to be at 12 o'clock as I have stuff in the morning. So be prepared for a 12 o'clock show on Wednesday. But that'll do it for me today. I will see y'all tomorrow afternoon at 11 a.m. I'm out of here until the next video.